His record now, 36-0, 33 KOs, 23 consecutive wins by knockout. Still, the undefeated, universally recognized middleweight champion of the world.
I want to listen to the post-fight interview. It was a bad stoppage. The corner of Kell Brook, Dominic Ingle, his trainer, threw in the towel. The referee didn't stop the fight. Kell Brook was taking some damage, but in a fight like this, I'm going to go with what Bernard Hopkins said. You know, you should have let Kell Brook finish the fight. You should have let him get knocked out. Now, he was taking tough shots. Listen, his chin is solid. Kell Brook's got some whiskers on him. You know, he's got some whiskers on him. And also, his boxing ability is, even though he lost the fight, remember, he moved up 2 weight divisions. In that ring, I ain't gonna lie, he looked like he was like 180 something. You know, dude was huge. Dude was huge. You know, and he was hitting Golovkin with some mean ass uppercuts. But from the first round, Golovkin kept sticking his left hook to the body. And a lot of people are going to debate and speculate whether Golovkin was sick or not. That remains to be seen. And this is what I said before the fight. People are saying, well, Abel Sanchez and his team said that he's not sick. Of course, nothing on my chin. Of course, they're not going to say before the fight that he's sick. But if Golovkin would have lost, I guarantee you they would have said, oh, Golovkin was sick, you know, he ate this bad food, he had some virus. Because listen, those first, you know...
Denying Golovkin and landed some clean shots. All in all, a vulnerable-looking Golovkin.
I need to hear the post-fight interviews. I'm watching the HBO version. I should have had the Sky Sports version on.
This fight here showed a lot. It showed a lot about...
But... Golovkin was looking real wild and real, you know, sloppy to the point where maybe now Canelo may fight him. You know, with the work that Kell Brook was doing, right? Canelo should be a more powerful puncher than Kell Brook, right? I think he may be able to do some real serious damage to Golovkin. You know, people have been saying that Golovkin didn't look good. He looked sick. He looked drained. And looking at his performance in that fight, something was wrong, but we're not making any excuses. He won the fight. Something looked wrong. And it's a shame that we can't get the post-fight interview from Kell Brook or, you know, or Gennady Golovkin because of this, you know, overseas broadcast. And usually I would watch the Sky Sports version, but the Sky Sports version is not in HD, to whereas I'm recording it on my DVR and it's in HD. You know, so... You know, it is what it is. But I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout, and we're going to talk about it more in detail, and we're going to listen to the Sky Sports broadcast then. But where does Kell Brook go from now? You know, where does he go to 154? I know I may sound crazy, and even though he has pretty much all the belts outside of Billy Joe Saunders at 160 pounds, I think Kell Brook can hold his own at 160. You know, and going to 154. You know, going to 154 is going to be good for him. You know, but will he really go down to 147 and fight Errol Spence? No, even though he lost this fight, even though Errol Spence is a different animal, Errol Spence has not fought anybody on the level of a Kell Brook. All right. So Kell Brook is like, you know, Kell Brook and Errol Spence is not going to be an easy fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. I know people want to say Errol Spence is going to destroy him and all that. Nah. Kell Brook's got some moves, you know, and he's got some defense. And his chin is solid. Yo, Golovkin was hitting him with some shit. Go to my Instagram. Go to my Instagram and check out the replay. He was hitting him with some shit, yo. Like some crazy shit. And Brook just was eating him and still moving. But it wasn't until that last round where he just was taking so much like punishment for. So what happened is in that last round, he would lean on these ropes. Golovkin would start teeing off on him. Then he'd move, lean on these ropes. Golovkin would start teeing off on him. Then he'd move on these ropes. Golovkin would start teeing off on him. And he wasn't throwing any punches. So I can understand to a certain extent why Dominic Ingle threw in the towel. But in a fight like this, these are fighters. You know, big comebacks have happened in history. You know, big comebacks have happened. You know? And what if after that flurry, Kell Brook survived the round but Golovkin was gassed? What if? You know, it's a shame. It's a shame, but what if? But now, you know, you're going to have a whole lot of people talking about Golovkin got exposed. You know? You're going to have a whole lot of people saying, oh, Earsley Larkin beat Golovkin, and, you know, styles make fights. Styles make fights. You know, Kell Brook, even though he lost, I gotta say, dude is a special one, man. I'm really, really more than pleased with his performance. Now Golovkin has to fight Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs last night said that he wants it. The WBA said they're going to order it, and then after that he's got to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and then move up to 168 and fight Roberto Ramirez, and get some belts up there, beat the fuck out of George Groves. Oh, I would love get George Groves. I hope George Groves win that WBA title at 168, and Golovkin can just here to go.
He counterpunched you effectively. He actually won the second round in the eyes of some judges. And there were moments in the fight when he appeared to be competitive with you. Would you agree?
No, I think I lost all rounds. Maybe first round I beat him, and second round just knocked him down. And I feel it's finished. Maybe a couple rounds more, and that's it. Because I don't feel power. I don't feel. Yeah, he touched me, and I don't feel.
You did some wild swinging. Were you trying to go ahead and get the knockout immediately?
Absolutely. I want first round. No, just able to tell me, just take your time. Just not much, just pressing him because he's broken.
Bernard, you have a question for Gennady?
Did you feel any threat in any round where you feel that you have to be cautious or careful once you felt his power? Did you respect his power to be able to be cautious walking in?
Yeah, but I don't feel his power. I feel his distance. He has great distance. He fielded me, and after the second round, I understand this is not boxing. I need street fight. Just broke him.
Broke him.
There was a sudden outbreak of speculation on the web, particularly in America yesterday, that you were sick, that you had an illness, that you didn't feel good at the weigh-in, that you looked pale, etc. Is any of that true?
No, it's not true. I feel great just because I'm not smiling. This is serious business. This is serious business. I know, I understand this business, and I understand my situation in middleweight division. I feel after the first round, he's not middleweight, and I'm not scared.
1 to 10, how would you rate yourself in this? From 1 to 10, how would you rate this fight? Your performance.
My performance, 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Not good.
Not good, yeah. I promise bring drama show.
So the reason you would say 3 or 4 is because you were too anxious to go ahead and get the knockout. Is that right?
Yeah, because I'm today just not boxing, not like world class, boxing world class, like street fight, like sparring. This is like sparring,
All right. Well, you need the focus and concentration of fighting the best in the world.
I want to hear from Kell Brook.
Trainer Abel Sanchez here for a moment. Abel, what were you saying to Gennady throughout the fight? He says it was a 3 or a 4. How did you feel about his performance?
About a 4. Yes, he was trying too hard to knock Kell out. The not smiling yesterday. He had an hour and 40-minute ride. He was upset. He wanted to get on the scale and get out of here, but he just was trying too hard. I was trying to tell him there's a 12-round fight. Just beat on it, practice. I wanted him to use the jab more. He wasn't. He's used it half the round, and he wouldn't use it. But the corner did the right thing. It was a matter of time. He was taking too many clean shots. At that point where they stopped it, it was over. Gennady knew it was over, and he was touching him with too many clean shots. I think something's wrong with his eye, and the heavy hands eventually were going to hurt him permanently.
You're talking about Brook's right eye, which began to swell almost immediately after Gennady landed a left hook in the first round. Did Dominic say something to you about that when you spoke to him afterward in the corner?
Actually, I noticed that in the second round. He kept pointing to it and kept touching it. Kell did. And Dom did say something was wrong with his eye. But it wasn't so much his eye. He was just getting touched with too many clean shots. And that can be very dangerous.
He's a skilled fighter. He's very marketable. He's got a future. Do you think that Dominic was thinking of protecting his future when he stopped the fight?
Oh, absolutely. Very skilled. But he's a welterweight with faster hands and faster feet, as we discussed in the meetings. We knew that he was going to be fast, but we knew in time we were going to break him down. It's just that he was a little anxious. He was reaching a little too much with his hook. But he wanted to put on a show for the crowd. He allowed himself to get into a bar fight, and he didn't look as good as we wanted him to, but we won.
The only other fighter with a middleweight belt right now is Billy Joe Saunders. Canelo Alvarez still has, in the eyes of many, the so-called lineal championship. Who do you want to fight next?
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, because my goal is all the belts in the middle division. Just I want unification fight. I need my last belt.
Thank you, Gennady. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Abel, thank you. We'll let these guys get out of here, and now we're going to bring in Kell Brook. And I'll move over to the side.
All right, let's bring in. Let's see what, I know this video is long,
All right.
but these interviews are important.
If you can stand right here, face our camera. Oh, you want to move him over there? Excuse me, Kell. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so everybody was surprised when Dominic got up on the apron and held the towel. Was that about the swelling in your right eye?
Yeah, you know, a few rounds before that, I told him my eye's gone. You know, I think Triple G, obviously, the true champion, he seen me. You know, I could see 3 or 4 of them out there in this right eye. This one was okay, but when you're moving and you're in a fight, you know, it was hard to see him. And, you know, I'm very frustrated. You know, I had so much more to give, you know. I stood there at times. I was starting to settle into the fight, you know, and I believe that I would have took over, you know, the middle to the last part of the fight.
Yeah,
But
he could have.
nevertheless, the fight gets stopped. Now, that right eye got touched by a left hook in the first round, but in the second round, you counterpunched effectively. I thought you won the round. Did you feel like you had something that you could build on after round number 2?
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. Obviously, I was cautious the first round, but I thought all this hype about him, you know, as the fight gone, I thought he's just a man like me. And I was getting more and more confidence. I was getting into the fight. The second round, my eye went, you know, and I was coming. It's hard to explain, but the fact is, you know, he's a warrior. I don't want to take anything away from him, but my eye, you know, I was struggling to see out one eye.
Bernard, you have a question for Kell Brook?
Yes, even though you said your eye was affecting you, and you seem to me is functioning pretty well with it, and one maybe a round or 2. And do you feel that the stoppage was warranted? Did you still feel that you know you could have fought on?
Absolutely. You know, with a fight with this magnitude of a fight, you know, it should have carried on. You know, Dominic King will see me probably from 9-year-old coming through. You know, he's watching from the outside. I don't know what's going through his mind, but me as a fighter, as a warrior, you know, I want to carry on. Knock me out. Knock me out.
Going forward, are you a
Some real shit.
154-pound fighter? Are you a 160-pound fighter? You going back to welterweight? What do you think about that at this moment?
You know, it was so easy coming up to. It wasn't easy, but it was nice coming to 160. I think I'll be strong and I'll be more comfortable at 154, and I will take over 154 division.
Thank you very much, Kell. Congratulations on a good showing.
You know, he right. You know,
Yeah, we'll
knock
see
me
you
out.
again. So Kell Brook goes away after
He's right.
putting up his effort here tonight against Gennady Golovkin, and the Golovkin legend continues with.
So Golovkin said he wants Billy Joe Saunders next. It's all in Billy Joe Saunders' court. Billy Joe Saunders, according to Frank Warren, was supposed to announce his next opponent this past Monday that just passed. So we don't know what he's doing in his career. I say Billy Joe just say fuck it, you know, and fight Golovkin in a stadium in the UK, you know, and just, you know, make that bread. Because what else is he going to do? The pressure is just too much. Golovkin wants his other belt. You know, so either Billy Joe Saunders, you give him his belt, or you take his 3 belts and become undisputed champion. Simple as that. Only time will tell, man. There's going to be so much to talk about, you know, in our live stream that we're going to be doing. I'm going to go see what the Boxing Voice is doing right now and call in up on that show. And I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Yo, Kell Brook deserves all the credit in the world. All of it. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box, especially my Instagram, where I have highlights of the fight, and I'm going to upload the post-fight interviews from both fighters. So give me some time, and please subscribe.